Good morning, everyone. This is MightyStream, and I'm so excited to be with you today. Today is March 22nd, and I am amazed at how quickly March is flying by. This is just too much. Today, I'm excited to be with you. I'm with the Hood Recovery Services. It stands for Hope Offered on Demand. You can reach me. If you need me, you can reach me at recoveryofhope21 at gmail.com. Let me lean again because I know I have that centered and you're not able to see it. I hope you're doing good. I hope that you're feeling okay and you're ready for Tuesday. Yesterday is gone. All we can do is improve on whatever happened yesterday, And so I just want to get into the reading. I looked at the title of it just now and it looks very intense. Let's get to it. Let me share the screen. All right, here we go. Look at that. March 22nd. The principle of self support. In our addiction, we were dependent upon people, places, and things. We looked to them to support us and supply the things we found lacking in ourselves. Basic text, page 70 through 71. In the animal kingdom, there is a creature that thrives on others. It's called a leech. It attaches itself to people and takes what it needs. When one victim brushes the leech off, it simply goes to the next. In our act of addiction, we behaved similarly. We drained our families, our friends, and our communities. Consciously or unconsciously, we sought to get something for nothing from virtually everyone we encountered. When we saw the basket passed at our first meeting, we may have thought self support. Now, what kind of odd notion is this? As we watched, we noticed something. These self supporting addicts were free by paying their own way. They had earned the privilege of making their own decisions. I like that. By applying the principle of self support in our personal lives, we gain for ourselves the same kind of freedom. No longer does anyone have the right to tell us where to live because we pay our own rent. We can eat, wear, or drive whatever we choose because we provide it for ourselves. Unlike the leech, we don't have to depend on others for our sustenance. The more responsibility we assume, the more freedom we'll gain. Just for today, there are no limits to the freedom I can earn by supporting myself. I will accept personal responsibility and pay my own way today. I like that. That is exciting. I was thinking about a leech. They have the ability to hold on tight. A leech has the ability to hold on tight. You have to go through some pain to get the leech to come off of you. That much I do know. Now, I'm not, biologist or any of that. I'm not really into the animal kingdom like that. I like dogs, pooches, and I like some cats. Beyond that, everything else, I kind of look at it from a distance. I won't go petting or, looking to play with any of these other animals, right? But a dog or a cat, I can do that, especially if it doesn't cause an allergic reaction. But a leech, I've heard many stories about leeches and ticks, right? The ability to thrive on a being and how difficult it is to get them to detach. And this is what it's talking about, how we used to be compared to how we are today. And I just want to say that not everyone is fully self-supporting when they start to recover, right? And there's programs for that. There's assistance out there for that, not to thrive off of it and live off of the government, right? But there's assistance for individuals that struggle financially, right? We're not talking about that. What we're talking about is becoming fully self-supporting in the sense that you contribute to your own well-being, your own needs. If you are an able-bodied individual and able to work, you work and you get out there and you make it happen. And maybe your make it happen isn't as great as the next person's, right? Maybe you don't have the mansion. Maybe you don't have the yacht. Maybe you don't even have the most updated vehicle. Maybe you just have the ability to pay your way on public transportation, the bus, to get to where you need to go. Or you use your own 2 feet, you ride a bike, or you do whatever you need to do. In recovery, we learned that fully self-supporting, every group should be fully self-supporting, right? Is internalized to us as well. We watch the basket go around and we watch, oh, I only have 50 cents. That person has a couple of dollars. And then here comes this person with a whole lot of money and they have, maybe they put $20 in the basket. Right? We monitor that. And then we go to the business meeting and we hear how much was collected in the seventh tradition. And we hear how much our literature for our meeting cost, right? Because we want to be able to offer newcomers literature to buy. Some groups in my area, they give away the basic text one time to any newcomer that comes there and needs a basic text. So a lot of their finances that they collect is invested in buying basic texts, right? That's the autonomy of their group. That's the business group. The business group has decided that that's what they want to do, right? And so it's the same way in our own personal lives. We get to the point where we have a say. Nobody, we're not in the pocket of anyone, right? We don't have anyone providing our day-to-day living needs for us. And so they don't get to dictate to us what we eat, what we cook, right? I'm always amazed, in my home, I can't even tell you how many people we have as a family taken in because we have a couple extra rooms that pretty much never get used, right? We have a couple extra rooms. It's a 5-bedroom house. It's not a huge house by any means. And with all my knickknacks and stuff, it's smaller. It looks smaller than it actually is, right? But we've taken in a few people from my husband's world, from my world, right? We've taken in different individuals, helping them to get on their feet, usually from using drugs, right? So when these people have come to us, they were detoxing or they were just clean a couple of months, a few weeks. Um, I want to say only one person actually came that actually had a job when they came, and they were financially able to make a contribution to their stay in our home. And that didn't work out so good, right? It would have been better if I would have helped them repair their credit, which is, that's a service that I offer. It would have been better if I had helped them repair their credit, allowed them to stay where they were, and help them to get a place, figure out how to get a place with that good money they were earning. Because by them coming into our home and me allowing them to make a contribution, and it was a small contribution, they seemed to be somewhat, uh, I don't know, they express, they use their voice, right, to express their unsatisfactoriness with whatever was going on. And I thought to myself, wow, this individual is getting so enmeshed in my family's business. Like, I don't even know. You had nothing. You were a couch surfer. And now you have a whole bedroom and you have something to say about everything that's going on in my home. right? I even found out they were taking some pictures of things and sending them to people, right? And I don't know, my home's not perfect, but I couldn't believe that that was something they felt like they could do. So there's some dirty dishes and you're going to take a picture of them and send them to who? Like, you can wash them, right? Right? So, but the point that I'm making is that when you start to make a contribution to your own life, you do find your voice. You do have a sense of esteem about what you will or will not accept. So I ended up reimbursing their money, 2 months of their money, right? I ended up reimbursing their money and telling them, get your stuff and go. Because technically you make more money than anyone that has ever come here. And you are in a position to provide for yourself. There's really no need for you to be here. Right. And so they left. But the point is that they found their voice. When they went from being a couch surfer to actually technically renting a room, they found their voice. And the level of their voice that they found was a little bit too much for my peacefulness, right? But the point is they found their voice when they could contribute. And that's what happens to us. We get into the program and we find our voice because now we are not self-sufficient, right? Because the basic text tells us that self-sufficiency is a lie. But we are fully self-supporting, meaning that we get out there and we make it happen. The things that we did out there when we were using, we don't do them anymore because we're clean and we contribute to our own lives and we're able to contribute to our own lives. Is everyone able? No, no, everyone is not able. Some people are seriously, permanently disabled, right? But they still do what they can do. They take what they get and they use it to support themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And so today I seek to encourage you to become fully self-supporting. Figure out what in your life can you do for yourself and just do that. I was having a brief conversation with a friend and he doesn't struggle, he doesn't struggle in that way in any kind of way. But the things that he struggles with, right, are more internal. They're more related to relational issues, right? How how available people are or are not to him, because as a result of this program and having a sponsor and writing the steps and becoming fully self-supporting of his own lifestyle, right? He's not in a position of need as far as finances go, but still very much aware that human interaction with loving and caring people is a part of our new identity, right? Because when we were using, we were reduced to animal living skills, right? It said that we lost all social graces. And so now we come into this program and we grow up and we become social and caring and loving and giving hugs, and we become this human being. And we were always that person, but when we were using, we cut that heart off. And now it wakes back up and it seeks its own level. Water seeks its own level. And so our heart begins to seek our own level. Okay? And so when we're in connection to a person, whatever the relationship is, if we're giving more and this side is giving nothing or very little or what they think is important but is not meeting our needs, it does something, right? It's like, wait a minute, I thought that if I put it in I can get it out. I thought that if I showed up this person would show up and it'd be 100% versus 100%, and it'd be a great union, but not everyone is there. And because our hearts seek its own level, when we see that there's lack on that other end, it makes our heart kind of, it makes it ache, it makes it hurt. And what I want to speak to that is that we become fully self-supporting out here, right? We go to work, we make money, we pay our way. But you know what else we do? Now I just want to leave it with this. This is what else we do. We have the tools to apply healing to our own selves, to our own lives. I become aware of my emotions and my feelings, and I take care of my emotions and my feelings. And I'm honest about what I feel. And if I feel that what you bring to the table is not okay for me, I have the right now because I've been investing in this human being. I have the right today to make a decision that I'm not going to tolerate you or even deal with you. I don't have to be nasty about it. I just need to let you know you don't get to live rent free in my head. You don't get to treat me any kind of way. You don't get to just come half dressed to the party. Right? You come ready or don't come at all. And I have the right to say, this is not okay with me. And even though, like, we have a history, I'm not any longer okay with you not bringing it. And I don't have to be mad about it. I don't have to be mean about it. I don't have to do, I just have to have that self awareness. And it's the same thing as this reading. When we become fully self supporting, right? When we give our life, our heart, the energy that it needs because of the work that we have done, I find my voice. And some people cannot handle our new voice. Some people can. And like I'm saying to my friend, the best deserves the best. So heal thyself. Use those spiritual principles to stay spiritually awake in all our affairs, not just some, all. I mean, I'm sitting here, I do this podcast, not perfectly every day, but I'm committed to getting it done. It's something I enjoy doing. And you know what? There's only a couple other things that make me feel better than reaching out virtually. Yeah, exercise. Exercise makes me feel wonderful because it's a very spiritual experience for me. I deal with poor self image, and it's always in the back of my head. You need to tighten up. You need to do this. You need to do that, right? It's always in the back of my head because of the old wounds, but I don't let it control me. But when I'm taking care of business of my physical health, I feel I feel like I've been on a 10-day fast. I feel wonderful every day. Even though stuff comes up, I am more able to bring the energy and bring the positivity when I'm physically fit. So for me not to exercise every day is ridiculous. It's like stabbing myself over and over and over and thinking that I'm going to be okay. That right there, exercise and eating right, those have always been important to me. And so when I'm paying the price of unhealthy habits, it's a struggle to breathe, to wake up and feel like you could take the world. Okay, so that's one thing that's super important to me. The other thing that's super important to me is having a spiritual healthiness in relationship to God. The God of my understanding is love. And it's very important to me to love others the way that I would want to be loved. It's very important to me. And it comes through my intimacy with God. I'm not a person on my knees every day. My knees can't even handle being on them like that. But I walk through my life in a spirit of prayer. I walk in my life every day with the spirit of the living God guiding me and directing me. It's that level of intimacy is something I will never forsake for any human being. Right? So those three things, when I'm doing what I'm called to do, which is stuff like this, when I'm doing what I'm called to do, I'm taking care of my body, keeping it healthy, and I'm staying connected to the proper juice. When I do those things, there's nothing that can come my way that can throw me. Excuse me. Yesterday was a very rough day. Very rough day. I was working, doing my little thing. I got a call. My husband told me that my stepson, my oldest son, um, who has taken in his cousin, she has a 10-year-old son that was born with some disabilities. She has to feed him with a tube. He cannot walk. He's very dependent. She has to change his diaper, right? She made a decision to raise her child with all these disabilities. And yesterday or Sunday, she woke up. He had rolled over on his side and suffocated to death. 10-year-old son that she has invested every breathing moment into keeping him healthy and alive as much as she possibly could. It was a rough day getting that news. And my stepson, performed CPR, but he was already gone. He was already gone. And being an individual that has been in the atmosphere of recovery for this many years, right? 28 and a half years, always in a position of running programs, recovery programs for facilities. I've encountered quite a few overdoses. And I will have to say that fortunately, all of those CPRs that I had to perform on Blue people, they came back to life. They came back. They came back. But there was one that happened not too long ago. And I needed to do the Narcan. I needed to use the kit, and I could not get that needle to pull that medicine. And I had to do CPR. And I was broken. I was broken. Because once again, I'm doing CPR unprotected and exposing myself to that person and their health or lack of health, right? And I was telling my son that, anytime you do CPR on someone, it affects you. It affects you deeply. And if they're not revived, it affects you even more. And I wanted to tell my son, we love you, I love you, and we're praying for you. Anything you need, let us know, because this is a road ahead of us that's not going to be an easy one. So for me, like I'm saying, when I'm in the mode of recovery and I'm reaching out and I'm doing service work, that's what I feel my life call is. I believe I came into the world to love others the way that God loves them. I believe I was brought into the world to be the hands and feet so God can get to his children and show them that there's still people in the world that are loving and caring and that believe in you. and know that you can do it. And those aren't empty words, because I have so many resources to be able to bring whatever is needed if I can get you to tell me what you need. And so I just want to say that that reading is a beautiful reading. Not everyone is in a position to work and make money and provide for themselves, but they are in a position to do the best that they can for themselves, which takes away the power of other people over them, right? It takes their power from over us, because now we are supplying our own needs. And I just want to say that, right? I believe in you. I believe in you, and I hope that you have a beautiful Tuesday. Have a beautiful Tuesday. And remember that being fully self supporting is more than just talking about money. It's more than that. It's about taking care of who we are on the inside. And that is 12-step stuff, right? That is applying the spiritual principles in all our affairs. And if we cannot apply it to all our affairs, we probably need to change some of our affairs, right? You can do it. Go get them today. Be awesome. See you tomorrow.